What's up, guys? I'm back here today with another video. Sorry about being gone for so long. So from now on, I will now have a schedule of uploading every single Sunday. And so obviously, since I've not uploaded in over a month, there's a lot of news to touch on, so let's get straight to it. Even though I've been gone for the best part of a month, the most important news over this past time period is actually broken over the past couple of days. Apple announced a stock split of 4-1 on the past Thursday. What this means is, for anyone who has already owned Apple stock, is that, let's say at a basic value of $400, this Apple stock on the 24th of August will become 4 stocks of $100. And in the long run, this is obviously way, way, way better because more people will buy the stock at the lower 100 or whatever value it ends up being. And this just means you have more stocks to multiply your profits. In any case, the time to buy Apple stock is now. If you have money available, because no one will be wanting to sell this stock due to the news of the split, and people will only be buying. So the only place for this stock to go is up. Thus, it's best to buy Apple stock as soon as possible and keep it as a secure long-term investment. In other news regarding the whole market, earnings reports were recently announced for the third quarter of the fiscal year. So, as I mentioned before with Apple, this was another big reason in their decision to split, because their earnings were far, far higher than projected by most, which led them to soar as a stock and kept them at a price that they were higher than being comfortable at. So this is another reason to buy the Apple stock if possible. Unlike Apple, however, as I predicted with the travel and tourism stocks as well as other industries affected by the coronavirus, their earnings were far, far lower than they normally would be at this time of year. So the best thing to do with these stocks is to hold them for the next 12 to 18 months because of the way that America has been dealing with the coronavirus, and it seems like in order to get the maximum possible returns, waiting for the next year or year and a half is probably the best way to maximize earnings. In contrast to the poor earnings displayed by the travel and tourism stocks of companies like Amazon and Walmart, who have flourished throughout this coronavirus period, have displayed outstanding earnings reports, which has caused their stocks to soar as well. However, because of the price that Amazon is at, it honestly cannot be suggested as a buy because you simply cannot make as much returns as you could at a lower price stock because of how expensive the Amazon stock is, unless you have like tens and tens of thousands of dollars to invest. So quick recap on what to do regarding these earnings reports is, if you have the stocks in the travel and tourism industry, hold them for the next 12 to 18 months, but consider buying Apple or Walmart. Some stocks which I have mentioned in my videos previously, such as AMD, T-Mobile, and Sony, are now doing particularly well, and the time to buy for them is now or never. This is because each of these companies, in their each unique way, are reaching a point at which they could be seeing new unseen peaks in their business, and these peaks are well within sight. So for example, if we look at T-Mobile, the T-Mobile and Sprint merger is well underway, along with the 5G revolution being pushed by T-Mobile every single day. So the rebranding of Sprint has also played an enormous part in the exposure of T-Mobile and how many resources they have to pool together to continue pushing that 5G revolution. As a result, consumers who were looking to previously switch carriers or switch from a different carrier to T-Mobile will either stick around or join the T-Mobile 5G revolution, which will only mean higher earnings for T-Mobile. Sony is yet another company which could be seeing heights that they have only previously seen like once or twice in the past 20 to 30 years. This is because with the upcoming launch of the PS5, Sony could soon dominate the gaming console market as consumers continue to favor the PS5 to its Xbox counterpart. And Sony, since the past 5 years, is now at its maximum price. So the time to buy is really now, because as the console nears its holiday season release, the stock will only continue to grow, and then once the console is released, that stock will just soar. AMD is yet another company which has been flourishing over the past few months. This is largely due to the dynamic fall of Intel, as their chips fall more and more out of favor and grow outdated. This has also seen the Intel stock reach new lows that they've never seen before, which has left a vacant space for AMD to attack as other computer manufacturers look for another high-end chip to fill the void that Intel has left. So AMD, T-Mobile, Sony, Apple, Walmart, these are all stocks which should be considered as buys. And so to wrap up the video real quick, the stocks I mentioned in the previous clip should be looked at as buys. And as for stocks to hold over the next 12 to 18 months, you got to look at the stocks in the travel and tourism industry or other industries that have been affected by the coronavirus. And there's no real stocks to report on as for sales because of how up and down the market is in terms of certain areas of the market are doing super well and going up, and certain areas of the market are just continuing to plummet and looking like holds. So there's no real sales to report as for now. And as I cap this video off, make sure to check out my friend's Fire Music in the description. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll be back again every Sunday.